Today we're going to be doing a food comparison of the Great Value brand and the Pringles brand of sour cream and onion potato chip stackers. Now both of these are 5.5-ounce containers, the only difference being this one is the Walmart brand and this one is the Pringles brand. Now let's open them up and see how they compare. The GV is the Great Value side and the P is the Pringles. You can see here the shape of the actual chip is very different. The Great Value one seems to be somewhat smaller and less of a kind of a boat shape, I would say. It doesn't really curve as much up and down. So I'm going to show you like a side profile here. You can see there's a lot more of a bow. This is more like a saddle, whereas this is more of a flat shape in that regard. Let's go ahead and break one up of each of them and give it a bit of a crunch just to see. Versus. So I think this one sounded a little more crunchy, but this one did have a fair amount of crunch to it as well. Let's go ahead and give a little more detail here. This is the Great Value one. I don't see terribly much flavoring on the top. Maybe there's more in the bottom. I really don't see all that much, whereas with this one, I can definitely see some of that flavoring once I look at it at this angle. Maybe even a little more there. I can see some of that kind of salty flavor there. Now the real question is, how's it going to taste? So I'm going to start out with the Great Value brand. Yeah, it's got a nice little crunch to it. I think it's a little bit of a thicker chip. So the crunch isn't like as pronounced as you might get from a really thin chip. But the flavor's really nice. It's got the definitely got like a chive type onion flavor, a little bit of that sour cream in there, a little salty, but not too salty. Nothing you wouldn't expect from like one of these stacked chips. Good flavor, good crunch. I mean, I think it could be better, but it's all right. But the flavor's pretty nice. So with that said, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I'm gonna have a scoop of peanut butter and some water to kind of clear my palate, and then I'm gonna come back and try the other one so that the previous flavor doesn't influence it. Pringles, let's try it out. So I think this one is a lot thinner, so I think there's a little bit more of a crisp type of crunch to it. But I think the flavor is not as sour cream and oniony as the Great Value. I'm actually tasting a bit more of like an oil, maybe what they use to actually cook the chips in the Pringles one, than I am a sour cream flavor. I think the sour cream is, if anything, it's kind of just an aftertaste to the oil flavor of the Pringles. With that said, I would say that the Great Value brand, while the crisp crunch isn't as strong as the Pringles, the actual flavor is superior in the Great Value. And for that reason, I would give Great Value the lead in the flavor realm. Pringles has it in the crispness, but not by much. And with that said, the main ingredient kind of difference for me in determining which is going to win this is the price. And when we look at the price, the Great Value is $1.42 per can, and the Pringle is $1.96 per can. And they're the same weight. So in that regard, I'm going to give the victory to Great Value brand. And so I really think that they've done a great job with this chip. Great flavor. The shape is not as aesthetic maybe as the Pringles, but the flavor and that's really why I get it. You know, the flavor and that crunch. I mean, they're there, and it beats Pringles for me in this one. So with that said, I'm curious if you've tried them. Which do you like best? What are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments below. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks.